You know, I'm 60 years old, and it honestly took me more than 30 years to finally understand what I'm about to share with you. 30 years of trial and error. 30 years of doing things the hard way. 30 years of believing I was doing the right thing, only to realize later that I was slowly destroying my health without even knowing it. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 7 biggest mistakes I made with my body, my habits, and my lifestyle. My hope is simple, that you learn from my mistakes so you don't have to repeat them. Because when I was making these mistakes, it would have been almost impossible to convince me that I was wrong. I had that dangerous mindset of, I already know enough. I wasn't open. I wasn't receptive. And that mindset alone probably cost me years of unnecessary suffering. I've been through multiple serious health crises. On one hand, it gives me a strange advantage because I can relate deeply to my patients. I've experienced almost every symptom they come to me with: chronic fatigue, insomnia, joint pain, digestive problems, hormonal issues, brain fog, weight gain, inflammation. I've lived it. That's not something I'm proud of, but it's the reality of my journey. So let's dive straight into the 7 biggest mistakes I made, and what I should have done instead. Mistake number 1, thinking vitamins would save me. There was a period in my life where I was taking over 100 supplements a day. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not talking about a multivitamin and a fish oil. I mean bottles and bottles of pills. I had cabinets full of supplements. I had drawers full of supplements. I had bags of supplements. It looked like a small warehouse. I remember driving down the street with my wife and suddenly saying, "Honey, let's stop at the health food store. Maybe they can help me." We'd walk in, talk to the clerk, explain my symptoms, and walk out with another stack of bottles. And I'd feel hopeful for a few days. I'd think, this is it. This is the one that's finally going to fix me. At the time, I was dealing with chronic fatigue syndrome. I had severe insomnia. My joints hurt. I had inflammation everywhere. I was constantly searching for that one magic vitamin that would give me energy and make me feel normal again. I didn't want medication. I wanted something natural. I wanted a shortcut. What I didn't understand back then is this: supplements only work if your foundation is solid. And my foundation was terrible. My diet was a mess. I wasn't getting enough protein. I wasn't getting enough healthy fats. I wasn't fueling my body properly. I was following a vegan diet at the time, trying to get my protein from plants, beans, lentils, soy, protein powders. It didn't work for me at all. I was constantly hungry, never satisfied, always tired. My muscles were weak. My recovery was terrible. If I could go back in time, I would have done one simple thing. I would have started every single day with animal protein, eggs, fish, meat. The body is built from protein. Your organs are protein. Your muscles are protein. Your hormones are protein-based. If you don't replace what your body is made of, you slowly break down. Most people think carbs give them energy. They don't. They give you a temporary spike followed by a crash. Real energy comes from fat. Stable energy. Clean energy. The kind that doesn't leave you shaking 2 hours later. If I had focused on fatty animal meats instead of chasing pills, my health would have improved dramatically. No supplement can replace bad nutrition. That was my first big lesson. Mistake number 2, detox obsession. Detox programs were incredibly popular when I was younger. Colon cleanses, juice fasts, herbal detoxes, liver cleanses, gallbladder cleanses. You name it, I tried it. Most people don't realize that many detox programs flush out your good bacteria along with the toxins. They also flush out electrolytes, which can be dangerous. Many of these programs leave you barely eating anything. Just juice, fiber, and a few supplements. I tried the Master Cleanse with lemon juice, cayenne pepper, and maple syrup. I tried apple juice, detoxes. I tried herbal parasite cleanses. I tried gallbladder cleanses, where you drink large amounts of olive oil. One time, I drank 12 ounces of olive oil, and it literally solidified in my throat. I thought I was going to die. Every detox made me feel weak, shaky, and miserable. Some of them made me sick for weeks, because powerful herbs released toxins that triggered massive immune reactions. Looking back now, it was all a complete waste of time. What I should have done was follow a proper eating plan: animal protein, vegetables, fermented foods, healthy fats, some probiotics. That alone would have solved most of my digestive problems. There is no shortcut to health. You can't detox your way out of a bad lifestyle. Mistake number 3. I'll eat healthy later. In college, I lived on carbs and coffee. Pasta, bread, cereal, energy drinks, strong coffee. I told myself I'd eat healthy after I graduated. That was one of the biggest mistakes of my life. I was constantly tired. My brain felt foggy. I struggled to concentrate. I thought I was just lazy or unmotivated. In reality, my blood sugar was crashing all day long. I was riding a roller coaster of glucose spikes and crashes, and I didn't even know it. After graduating, did I start eating healthy? No. I got busier. I ate worse. Then I went vegan, because I believed it was the healthiest way to eat. Beans, grains, plant protein. That only made my gut inflammation worse and sent my health downhill even faster. It wasn't until I learned about a proper ketogenic diet that things finally started to turn around. For the first time in years, I had stable energy. My brain cleared up. My joints felt better. My sleep improved. If I had known this earlier, it would have changed my entire life. Don't wait until you're my age to fix your health. Start now. Your future self will thank you. Mistake number 4. Chasing symptoms instead of causes. For years, I had chronic right shoulder pain. I went to chiropractors, massage therapists, physical therapists. I thought I just needed to fix my shoulder. At the same time, I had constant tightness under my right rib cage. I was always pressing into that area. It felt tight, restricted, uncomfortable. What I didn't know was that right shoulder pain is often linked to gallbladder and liver bile problems. My bile had become thick and sluggish. That internal pressure was referring pain into my shoulder. I was treating the smoke instead of the fire. The lesson is simple. Pain is often a signal. It's rarely the real problem. Always question the root cause. Mistake number 5, underestimating intermittent fasting. When I first heard about intermittent fasting, I thought it was nonsense. I thought, that's nothing. That can't make a real difference. Then I tried it, and everything changed. Our ancestors didn't snack all day. Every time you eat, your insulin rises. Constant snacking keeps your body locked into sugar-burning mode. It prevents fat burning. It creates inflammation. It drives weight gain. When I stopped snacking and reduced my meals, my weight dropped from 211 pounds to 185. The swelling in my face disappeared. My eyes were no longer puffy. My energy stabilized. Most people think they're hungry when they're not. They're just experiencing low blood sugar because they're dependent on glucose. When you become fat-adapted, hunger disappears. You can go from one meal to the next without thinking about food. Now let me move on to mistake number 6, because this one fooled me for a long time. Mistake number 6. going overboard with kale shakes and fiber. There was a phase in my life where I believed that more fiber automatically meant better health. I was drinking massive kale shakes every single day, sometimes 2 a day. I was convinced I was doing something incredible for my body. I was in this mindset that if vegetables are healthy, then a huge amount of vegetables must be even healthier. What I didn't understand is that too much fiber can be just as damaging as too little, especially for people with sensitive digestion. At first, I seemed to tolerate it. I thought everything was fine, but slowly I started getting bloating, pressure, inflammation, and discomfort in my gut. I started feeling heavy after meals instead of energized. I felt full, but not satisfied. The problem with kale shakes is that you can't drink them plain. You have to sweeten them. So now you're adding pineapple, blueberries, apple juice, or some kind of fruit. Suddenly what looks like a healthy green drink turns into a sugar bomb. I was loading my body with carbs first thing in the morning and wondering why I was hungry again 2 hours later. I was setting myself up for cravings all day long. If I could go back, I would have done it completely differently. I would have started small, a moderate amount of vegetables. I would have paid attention to how my body reacted. I would have rotated vegetables. I would have included fermented foods like sauerkraut instead of overwhelming my gut with raw fiber. Today I don't eat 10 cups of salad anymore. I don't recommend it. I usually eat about 5 cups once a day, sometimes less. Sometimes I replace that with fermented vegetables. Occasionally I'll have a small kale shake with a few berries, but never a massive one, and never as a full meal. And most importantly, I would never start my day with a sweet carb-based breakfast. If you want stable energy, you need protein in the morning, not sugar. Mistake number 7, ignoring magnesium deficiency. This one nearly destroyed my health. For years, I suffered from kidney stones. I had muscle spasms. I had terrible leg cramps. I had insomnia. I had deep fatigue that never seemed to go away. I would wake up tired. I would go to bed exhausted. My muscles felt tight all the time. At the time, I had no idea what was causing it. Then I learned something that changed everything. Magnesium is one of the most important minerals in the human body. It controls muscle relaxation. It balances calcium. It supports sleep. It supports the nervous system. It prevents kidney stones. If you don't have enough magnesium, calcium starts to dominate. That leads to muscle contractions, cramps, spasms, tightness, and stone formation. When I had my kidney stone, I wasn't even eating a lot of spinach or almonds, but I was severely deficient in magnesium. I had never supplemented it. I had no idea how important it was. Once I started taking magnesium, everything changed. My sleep improved. My cramps stopped. My muscles relaxed. My energy improved. Our ancestors used to get magnesium from mineral-rich well water. Today, most city water is stripped of minerals. That's one of the biggest reasons magnesium deficiency is so common now. I also had a major vitamin D deficiency, which made everything worse. Those two together were a disaster for my health. Looking back, that deficiency alone probably contributed to years of suffering that could have been avoided. So those are the 7 biggest mistakes I made. Chasing vitamins instead of fixing my diet. Detoxing instead of nourishing. Putting off healthy eating. Treating symptoms instead of causes. Ignoring intermittent fasting, overloading fiber and sugar. Neglecting critical minerals like magnesium. Each one of those mistakes cost me time, energy, and years of my life. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Health is not complicated. It's just disciplined. It's not about chasing trends. It's not about miracle supplements. It's not about extreme cleanses. It's about doing the boring things consistently, eating real food, sleeping properly, managing stress, moving your body, giving your body the nutrients it actually needs. If I could go back and talk to my younger self, I would tell him one thing. Stop looking for shortcuts. Start building foundations. Your body is not a machine you can abuse forever. Eventually, it will demand payment. The problem is, when the bill arrives, most people are already sick. I don't want that for you. That's why I'm sharing this now. So you don't have to learn the hard way, like I did. I've created a daily routine checklist that I follow myself. It's the routine that allows me to feel strong, focused, and energized, even at 60 years old. I want to give it to you for free. There's a link below. Download it, use it, build a system for your health. Because the best investment you will ever make is not in your career, your house, or your bank account. It's in your body. Everything in your life depends on it. Now that you understand the mistakes, the next step is knowing what to eat, what to avoid, and how to build a simple nutrition plan that actually works, long term. I've put all of that in the next video. Watch it. Your future self is depending on you to start today. Most people think they're hungry when they're not. They're just experiencing low blood sugar because they're dependent on glucose. When you become fat-adapted, hunger disappears. You can go from one meal to the next without thinking about food.